Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. 11 weeks later, we have finally reached the season finale for the Cosby's top tier EU1. We were struggling for drivers about an hour ago, but Matty Robbo has been a legend. He's managed to regain or couple up the troops. Now we have an 18-man grid with one more to come. In the commentary box, now unfortunately, we have lost my sidekick. I know, it's very sad. He's unavailable this week, and unfortunately I don't think I'll ever be in the commentary box with Jack Prentice again. He was a great commentator, great analysis commentator. We've had some great moments, so I thank him dearly. I have via private message, and until next time with Jack Prentice, I guess. But I have brought in a very good sidekick. From Endurance for the last 4 weeks, we have watched some incredible races, and hopefully we can watch another one tonight. In the commentary box is Mr. Stumpy. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I'm very good. Are you ready to see the fastest guys of course take on Mexico?
Yeah, absolutely. And well, it's kind of strange for me because I don't really watch too much of the EU1. So, you know, I know some of the names, not all of them. You know, I know Alp, Fruitful. You know, usual traditional quick guys, Snipes as well. I know him from EU2, Milan, so it's going to be interesting to see where everyone racks up in the order, and Ricciardo is already retired from the session.
So because we had a bit of a late reserves subbing in, thank you for Wizard, Matty, Tebow, whoever's been in charge of the task. I have set it up. It should be good to go, and thank you for getting the name changes done at the end. Ecos Tiager. Now, I've not seen his name before. He is French. I don't know how to pronounce that name. If anyone has a good idea, let me know. Tiager, maybe. He's replacing Toto Pizza in the Alpha Tauri. Joe's in for Jess in the Alfa Romeo. Andy Wu, I believe it's Swanner, is replacing Jacob in the McLaren. Timmy is replacing Arcolo Ferrari. And that is it, and hopefully Joey can make the session as it ticks on. Started 8 minutes late, so there's no excuse for time. Timmy, let me fill you in on the battles, okay? So we had a bit of controversy with the incident and appeals. They've been done, and now the standings have been updated. So thank you, Thomas and Wizard. Bolin, who's called Rowan, because he had a ban on the other account or something, is on 130, Stumpy. Fruitful, his teammate, is on 120, and Risa is on 119. Vaporizer was the other championship protagonist, but his wheelbase still hasn't arrived 4 weeks later, so he can't race. So it's between those three, Stumpy. Bolin, aka Rowan, Fruit, and Risa for the championship tonight.
Well, that should be interesting to see. I remember Risa from a season or two ago when he came in, and he just flew straight off the bat. Fruitful, he's a bit of a people's champion within COS, so a lot of people will be rooting for him. And Bolin, he's just lightning quick, isn't he? He has been for a few seasons now, but just watching Fruitful now start his first run. A bit of a slide on the exit of the first chicane. DRS is open. Let's see, looking at the line, it is 27.9 first sector time, bit of a lock-up. Rowan is his teammate, so I wonder if we'll see any sort of battles in the race regarding strategy. Rowan is balling, as you said. He's done a 12.8 at the moment.
I'll let you know about that strategy in a second, because I've got a little something fun for you. Just to not count off Matty's work, some people I forgot. Ricky is in for Boseman. I have something to tell you about Ricky in a second. Passassin's in for Vaporizer. Yeah, I said that. Timmy is in for Samad. I thought it was Arcolo. It's Samad. Nevertheless, right. Ricciardo. Quick message from him. He sent me a message for it will be his last race in COS. If he races tonight. He started in Brazil season 1, racing every single of the seven seasons I had a ban last night, so I want to end it in the right way. Well, Ricciardo, it'll be my great pleasure to commentate. You're going to start at the back of the grid in Mexico, but we'll see what you can do. Welcome everyone in the stream, by the way. Should be a mad one. Here's the thing I need to tell you, Stumpy, and the viewers, if you don't know. There is a little bit of rain at the end of the race. Now, the last time that happened towards the season finale was in Singapore last season, and it was crazy. I did the race in AM2 last night. There was a little bit of rain at the end. When I mean a little bit, it literally came on the final lap, so it didn't hit us. But tonight, that may play a factor.
Yeah, depends on the little boxes. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't matter, does it? I mean,
no, actually, no, it doesn't.
Could tell you one thing, and then you go to the race, and it's completely different. So, yeah, everyone's in the same boat on that one. So, but interestingly, only one person I'm seeing at the minute is even contemplating trying to get through on the medium tyre, and that's Snipes. He's down in 12th. And obviously, when I say get through, I mean qualify into the top 10. He's just coming around to start his lap now, so let's see what he can do.
We'll go on a track guide very shortly. We'll get some onboard shots as well. We're just trying to fill you in on everything. So Fruitful can be the first ever COS triple champion. He's won 2. This could be 3. Risa, if that incident didn't happen in Spain, by the way, I think he lost around 23 points. Excuse me, he will be leading by a bit actually. He'd be leading by 12 or something like that. So that it comes down to that little mistakes or little incidents, just like Montana's thing with Rowan in USA at turn number 1 with 5 or 6 laps to go. Rowan getting very slippery through the stadium section. We'll find someone's got a track guide very shortly. Stumpy, the Mexico circuit, when was the last time you did anything with it? And if so, do you like it or do you dislike it?
Yeah, not a big fan of Mexico in terms of actually racing. It's one of them tracks where I struggle. A lot of high speed commitment, very tricky with invalidations. Something I'm not terribly good at, but it does provide some great racing to watch. I've always found.
Yeah, it does. We did it in endurance. It was great. Had a lot of rain though. Don't think we'll see as much. Right, here comes Alp then. I don't know if he's trying to give his teammate a tow. I don't think so, but they're both on quick lap. So let's hope Passassin doesn't get into the dirt. Yeah, maybe they are working together and he'll let Passassin pass. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we'll go on board with Passassin because he got a banging tow all the way down that kilometre plus back. Well, it's not a back straight, it's a front straight. So you got turn 1, 2, 3 for 2 chicanes, and you're out to down a 4 with the second DRS zone. You don't want to take too much curb out of that turn 3. Easy to invalidate. You can take a lot of that curb there into 4 and 5, down to 6 here. It's like a mini hairpin. And gear 3 there for Passassin. Up to 7. Now this is the bit. Half a curb on each one. One step over it, and you're busted, and you don't want to slip either. Not too bad. It should be easy flat for these drivers, still having to overstay and correct as much as possible, but these are the top tier drivers. I expect nothing less. Into turn 12, my lucky number, then to 13. You got all the fans watching, goes quite deep into that corner. 13, 14, 15 and 16. This one, the 90 degree upshift to gear 4, round 17, hug the right hand side, you cross the line and it's P4 13060. 12.85 is the time to beat at the moment. Half a quali left.
And I think he could have gone a little bit faster for that when he was in the stadium section. He did go very deep into the left-hander, as you pointed out when you were on board. Cost him a bit of time, I think. Would it have been enough to get pole? Possibly not, but definitely would have been sniffing around the front row, which his teammates on.
Absolutely, and I'll try and read the comments. It is the final stream. We will be leading with 19 points for the pen system, was like last season. Well, pen systems get updated, of course. It was very unlucky what happened in Spain. Football's had to back off. Listen, you know, although he tapped the back of the car, Joe, was it Rowan and Al? They came together in Japan, didn't they? And that was an so they came together twice in a 11 race season. Very unlucky. Very unlucky. But you know, it's racing, isn't it, Stumpy? Things happen, and sometimes it doesn't quite go your way.
Yeah, and sometimes it is that the same sort of people coming together a couple of times in a row, or something like that. It's just how it happens, isn't it? Reese invalidated his latest attempt at a lap, so he's going again.
See a lot of that, won't we, Stumpy? And we'll see a few penalties as well. And then Steve replies to the same comment, I'd be winning the championship if I scored more points than anyone else. Do you know what? You're right, you would be. And I wouldn't be a commentator if I couldn't speak. I am still working out how to pronounce this guy's name. Tiage. I don't know, Ecos T. I think I might call him Mr. T. Oh, he invalidated in a 12. It was a good lap as well from the Frenchman.
Yeah. It's a bit like endurance with big
balls.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we just said it in two different ways already, so that shows you the complications of that. Yeah, I think everyone will be on the softs here, Stumpy. They've got 3 soft tyres. They do have 4 if they pick softer, but I think a lot of people pick that balance config.
Are we keeping an eye on Reese? He's on a hell of a lap.
Take it away,
3
mate.
tenths up at the second sector, shortest route to the line. What can he pull? And it's a 12.5. That does put him on provisional pole position.
Now, Reese's best opportunity to win the championship is to win the race. Quite simply, that was on an extra lap of the softs. Now, we know tyre wear isn't too fantastic. I saw once you hit that 50-55% on any tyre, you start slipping. Like, I don't know, I know people say Bambi on ice. I'm trying to come up with a different simile, but I can't quite think of things that slip. Maybe a seal on ice or something. I don't know. I don't know if belly sliding. I don't know. You ever have those house, like, I don't know, them slides where you fill it with fairy liquid at home? You've got a big garden and you just slide down it. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, sounds fun, but yeah. So interestingly, 2 of the championship protagonists, first and third, not much separates them, but Fruitful down there in 10th position on a 13.6. He's currently still in the pits, so he's going to wait till the last possible moment to come out when the track will be at its best. I'm not sure Rowan will be giving him any sort of a tow to help him, but he needs to get a good lap in, as Ecos Julian has just gone P2.
Yep, seen some of his pace, Mr. Julian, and especially on his debut. Had a great debut. And second place for him. We got Wizard on standby, everybody, to help us with the stuff. The website was only updated about 10 minutes before the race. A couple of complications behind the scenes. Bolin wins the championship if he finishes on the podium and Foot doesn't get the fastest lap. Thank you. Keep us updated, Mr. Wizard. I'm not very... Well, I am good at maths, but not under pressure. Tracer Bassin routing through Stadium. Took a lot of that curb, but it should be okay. Just on the track limits, or the edge of track limits. We'll see some of them in Portimao this week. Tracer Bassin crosses the line, does improve. Still 600ths of a second behind Vaporizer's replacement of Assassin. Now, there's no hiding the fact, right? But if Vaporizer's wheelbase had been delivered when it died on him from Fanatec, he probably would have won the championship. I mean, his form was unbelievable. The 2 Williams started pretty badly, actually. And obviously they're pulling it back. Fruitful's pulling it back like he did last season. So, I mean, it's all what happens in the race, isn't it, Stumpy? We're used to giving a couple points and endurance for the full quali, but everything involving the championship happens in that 45 to 50 minutes, doesn't it?
It does. It's important to have a clean race. Sometimes you can pick up some bad luck, a bad string of results, and sometimes that knocks your confidence, and and God knows what not. But if you can keep it clean generally, every race as penalty free as you can as well, you're going to be in a good stead come the end of the season. Obviously, you need pace and all that, everything else that goes with it. But yeah, just keeping it clean, keeping it out of trouble. That's where your main focus needs to be.
Reese needs to win the race with Bolin no higher than 4th. Noted. And I'll tell you what's been good about EU1 this season. Me and Jack over the last 10 weeks have seen that there has been a lot more rivalry. There's been a lot more, I'm going for this, are you going to fight with me? More than we saw last season. There has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different race winners this season out of the 10 races. Bolin has won 4 of them, and then Alp, Vaporizer, Stinson, Rowan, Dynastics and Joey in Austria are the others who have had a race win. That's if the power rankings are correct. I believe they're correct. And yeah, it's been a good season overall. Lots of different race winners, lots of different people on the podiums, which is what we want. And if we're going on to, I mean, I'm sure the next official big long season will be on the new game. Hoping that game's pretty good, by the way. Then we'll see what happens on the new game. How will it affect people? Will people be quicker? Will people be slower? Will it bring the tier even closer than it is? Will there be more than 3 people fighting for the championship? All questions to be answered in a couple months' time. And Stumpy, the beta's open at the moment. I don't know if you knew that. You can apply to be a beta tester for the Formula 1 2021 game.
No, I didn't know that. I'm sure some of these will be all over that, to be fair. But,
well, there will be now.
Yeah. So, while you were just talking there, Alp went into 2nd position, 1 millisecond behind Risa. So that is very close indeed. Interestingly, also the fact about Risa needing to win the race and Bolin to finish no better than 4th. That is exactly where they currently line up on the grid.
So this is where we start to flick through drivers very quickly, so just try not to get a headache from it. Milan crosses line, goes P7, then backs off for 2 racing points, enter the pit, 2nd and 8th, no better for them. Risa has clocked it. Oh wow, has gone 1,000th of a second. So I didn't even notice. I do apologise. 1,000th of a second off Risa's time. How big could that be with Risa at the moment starting on pole? Rowan's about to cross the line. Can he improve from P4? Doesn't move at all and stays P4. And I think Calzo's to cross next. Nope, that's Conzo.
Well, Fruitful was on a lap and I think he's invalidated.
Where's Fruitful? Oh dear.
Yeah,
that's clocked in, Stumpy. That's Checker Flan next to his name. That's clocked in. Snipes in the Ferrari to cross next. Goes very wide on that left-hand curve coming out of that section. But he hasn't invalidated. Can he get quicker than 6? Goes up 1 to 5th. His teammate is going into the pits. And it might be Joey next. Won a race this season, invalidated. A lot of invalidation is coming through. This might be a very anticlimactic end to the session. Dresse Batten has invalidated also. And the next... Is that it? Is that it?
From what I can see, yeah. All the others on the lap are...
That's devastating. That is the... we saw it before. Once this season. That is the most anticlimactic qualifying you've seen in Mexico. But let's cheer you up with some stats. Thank you, Wizard. Fruit has not won a race yet this season, but has finished 2nd 5 times. Wow. If the race finishes as qualifying is at the moment... okay, yeah, we know that one. Wait, was there another one? There you go. Fun fact, none of the 3 championship contenders have scored a fastest lap point this season. There you go. Facts. Facts with Wizard. I need to charge my phone as well. So at 1,000th of a second separating Risa and Al. If that was you, Stumpy, where would you want to be? Would you want to be 1st or second around this 1 kilometre burnout down a turn one?
Probably neither. I probably want to be third and choose which one I get a toe off.
Really? Is it that bad?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, if you're the lead car, if I've seen a trick that some of the lead cars do here, they obviously the way it's staggered, the way it lines up, pole man to sort of protect his lead will sort of, providing it's safe to do so, he'll switch from one side and give, say, second position a tow for a bit, and then he'll go back to the left to give third position a bit of a tow. So it brings them both sort of close together, but not one more than the other.
Yes,
if that makes any sense.
That
so.
makes full sense, and that's just for complicated. It's hard for us as well as commentators because we have no idea. Like sometimes you can predict, like an Azerbaijan or a Brazil, very short rundowns. You can kind of predict. You know, if P1 doesn't mess up his start, he's probably going to be P1. But here, mess up your start, you could be dropping pretty badly. At the race start, Reset 144, Bolin 142, Fruit 120. That is literally how tight this is going to be. Supporters of everyone, Stumpy. That's what we saw at the end of last season. A lot of support for Fruitful as well, for aka the People's Champion. And some of the highest viewing stuff we've had all season. So I think they're starting to understand, Stumpy, I don't know, maybe the pressure or the size of competition for this championship.
Yeah, possibly. It's very close fought, isn't it? I mean, and the pace in this tier is just otherworldly. I remember I did a race once in I would be happy to get into the points, and I finished last. I think I was nowhere near. But it's just. I mean, we'll see now. I mean, like I race with Ricky a lot, and I'm sort of like half a second to a second slower than him. And if he's like not even in the points, then we know just how insane it is pace wise.
Yeah, Ricky's good. I do watch some of his streams that he does. He's a funny lad. But he's got some good racing etiquette. Fun fact, Fruit will be come contest to be first ever triple champion. Yes, haha, see, I beat you to it. Right, formation lap is underway. Mexican Grand Prix is back on the calendar in real Formula 1, if we get there. 4.3 kilometres, 71 laps at 100%, so 36 for this evening. 20 races have been done in Mexico. 9 of them have been won from pole. That's 45%. That's 0.5% higher than Monaco. I don't know how that's happened. 15 winners. Most successful team, Lotus, McLaren, Williams, Mercedes with 3 wins. Most successful driver, Clark, Prost, Mansell and Verstappen with 2. And the average speed for the lap record, 122 miles an hour. It'll be quicker in these cars. Stumpy, the tyre situation, please, sir.
Well, we have 11th is Fruitful. He's on the medium. No, not really any surprise there. Joel, medium. Conzo, medium. And then Rowan, he has gone onto the soft tyre. Andy Wu, Timuetu next. Ecos, Tayuga, Ricky and Joey all on medium.
Why can't we be on Limmy, Stumpy? Yeah. I mean, come on. Is it going to this fight? I think that could be over. Oh no, it could be over actually. 26 plus 18 will be 44. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Williams have already won that, so we won't be doing that. Alright. No pressure then, Stumpy. Who would you go for to win the championship very quickly? Bolin or Rowan, Fruitful or Risa?
I think it's going to be Rowan, but I'm going to go for Risa.
Alright, well, get your seatbelts on, everybody. Rains to come later. Around the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Joey's the last man to line his car up on the grid. So, Matty Robbo worked his arse off. Got 19 cars on the grid. 3 potential championship protagonists. Finally we get the green flag. Finally we can get the season finale off and running. 5 lights on. and it's lights out and away we go, and they were held for quite a long time. Risa has got an excellent start. Ecos Julian is on. Oh no! Alpin Snipes! Someone else is off as well. Virtual safety car, that doesn't give it justice. Denzo is ahead of Assassin, and who's been effective there? Position changes very quickly. Snipes, Alp, probably another person who's managed to save it. Rowan's down to 8th place. Those two Rowan is out of the Grand Prix. I've just noticed at the bottom of the charts, and that is a crazy mess and a introduction to the Mexico Grand Prix. One of the championship protagonists is already out.
Yeah, absolute scenes. You saw it a bit down the straight that Rowan got an absolute corker of a start from 4th on the grid. Went round the side of Alp. They had a bit of bang of wheels, and that just sent Bolin into the wall. Instant retirement, and I'm sure he caught someone else on the way through with the mayhem. Would have been Snipes, but I'm not sure how many others have damage as well. But that is absolutely chaotic start, but perfect for Risa.
Damage for the two out. Milan has dropped many places. Denzo has got 19%. Other than that, it's okay, according to the task system. And there's the man who has damage back into the pits. Those standings are just having their rejiggle. Enter lap 2. Chaotic start. One of the championship protagonists is out of the race, and now it's between Fruitful and Risa. Risa's in 4th place. Fruitful is up to 6, it says, but we'll let the standings recalculate as we head down to turn 4 for the second time. A bit of a weird start, ladies and gentlemen. We saw it in Japan, we saw it in Spain, we've seen it again in Mexico. I didn't quite get a good view, but I believe Stumpy, if Rowan got an excellent start, he's going to be highly peeved.
Yeah, he's not going to be a happy man at all. I saw some of it, but I wouldn't like to put any blame onto anyone. But there was definitely a bang of wheels, and it just sent him into the wall. So it's going to be hard to see. The stewards will have a tough one on that. Let's see if he decides to send it in. He might not bother with it being the final race, but that's absolutely perfect for Risa now, as he is in 2nd position. My time screens have not updated.
So Julian leads the Grand Prix. No, wait, what's Snipes doing there?
No,
is that a back marker? Is
that
a pit stop? Well, it can't be a pit. I mean, the map's not wrong. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he is last. He's pitted for new mediums. Right, okay, there you go. Now it's updated. Apologies, everybody. Nothing we can do. So Julian is leading the Grand Prix. Then comes Risa. Then comes Passassin, starting from 8th on the grid. Rowan, then Fruitful. Fruitful's up there on the mediums, starting from P11 or 12. Dresser, Basson and Carls are on the softs just behind. Now everyone can try and settle in a little bit after that crazy start. So I can see clips already going in the chat from what happened. I'll watch it back if there is a safety car or something later on to see what happened, because I think, Stumpy, you're right. We can't immediately put blame on, just like in Spain. We didn't have a clue.
Yeah, and I'm just looking now at the two championship leaders. Well, protagonists, battle, champion, wannabes. Fruitful is in 5th position on that medium tyre. Not too bad of a position. It's only 4.3 seconds behind the leader, which would equivalent to about 3 seconds behind Risa. So this isn't over yet.
Absolutely. And Wizard said Bowen can still win if Risa and Fruitful both fail to finish higher than 5th. There is still pressure on for all of these drivers, all 17 of them. We've lost 2. Alp and Rowan at the start. Ricciardo and Timmy having a battle at the back. The 2 Ferrari powered cars heading through the 1st and 2nd chicane, and Ricciardo has got that move on Timmy. Now can Timmy come down? We have DRS, of course, because we're on the start of lap 4 of 36. A long time to go, 32 laps when we cross the line. Ricciardo goes a little bit deep in a turn 4. A nice little battle at the back of the grid.
Yeah, Ricciardo and Timmy know each other quite well. They race in Ricky's lobbies, so They're quite familiar with each other's sort of tactics. But yeah, Timmy's just losing a lot of time here in the dirty air of Ricciardo, so that looks like battle won from the Welshman.
Alright, time to calm down, everybody. Because many things are sure to come. That rain as well. Will it come? Who knows? Stay tuned to find out. Can't wait. Should be great if it does. We're on the start finish straight, and on board with Joey in the Alfa Male, winner of Austria this season, and was involved in an incident in Azerbaijan with a pit entry. It caused a little bit of confusion between some people. I don't know what the final result was actually, but he's got a good exit at turn 3. Now, can he get in front of this Renault in front? Conzo down to turn 4. Is he going to think about it? Round the outside, late braking from the Alpha. Good racing from Repairham. He's going to have the inside of 5. And now down to 6. And he's going to lead. Maybe that oversteer couldn't allow him to give that Renault more room.
And Rowan, he has picked up a penalty. Fruitful, he is just dipping in and out of the DRS, but it won't be long before the tyres of the soft runners start to go off a little. See, Fruitful's in a very nice position really. He's not too far from the lead, as I said before, but these tyres are going to take him longer into the race, and he's going to be able to possibly put the softs on to go to the rain, potentially, so it'll be quicker later in the race than these other guys as well. Of course, if it does rain, they don't have to use both compounds of tyre, which, you know, could be a factor, but will the rain come soon enough and be heavy enough to warrant putting intermediates or wet weather tyres on?
If you have just joined the stream, welcome along. One of the title challenges is out, and there is a clip going through that chat of what happened. Crazy scenes for a season finale, but it is there if you want to watch it and come straight back to this. It's not over for Rowan, aka Bolin, but the two people he's trying to fight against would have to finish no higher than 5th. Both of them are in the top 5, so that answers that for the moment. We head through stadium for the 6th time, and now on to lap 7 for the Mexican Grand Prix. Now, DRS trains starting to take place. Hopefully we get to see a couple of wheel-to-wheel battles in the next few laps at least. Very important for Milan and Snipes, who are quite far behind, who got caught up. Snipes was probably the worst one who got caught up in it. I saw his car facing the wrong way immediately. They're going to have to not get lapped just in case there's a safety car, Stumpy, so they can get themselves somehow back into the Grand Prix.
Yeah, Snipes isn't too far away from being lapped. The 109 behind the leader. It's quite clear on the track map. Yeah, they're just going through the S's now, so... But Snipes does have pace. He's a very quick driver, so will he be able to... I'd imagine the gap will stabilise more than anything. It won't increase or decrease too much, but these leaders, their tyres will start to go off soon, and Risa is starting to put the hammer down and challenge Julian for that first position. It's going to be interesting to see if anyone decides to go for any sort of undercut of any sorts, and when they're going to pull the trigger.
There is something I love about live commentary, and it is what happened on lap 1. Like, it isn't great from a driver's perspective because, you know, although it is a long rundown, you know, it is straight. But it's just, I don't know. Like, I've just gone into the Discord to see if there's any discussion that I can bring up, and all I see is the footage to share. Disaster in EU1. And it's just things like that I don't know. I really like. Probably don't show off the driving ability perfectly, but just those little events are just brilliant, honestly, brilliant.
Yeah, well, they make seasons, don't they? You know,
It'll
it's
be a
like in
TikTok
real
clip.
life. Yeah, it's all for the TikTok material.
Literally, when we make that TikTok account, that's going straight on there. You could put the Titanic music with the Spain incident and the Japan incident, and just put Alp's name on it. Sorry, Alp, I do love you, mate, but it's so unlucky. So unlucky.
Yeah.
That's 3 times in 11 races. Alp hasn't made it past turn 1. Albeit in Japan, he won the race from being last. But unfortunately, he's fully out of this one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. We're starting to see the medium tyre become the best tyre to be on. Fruitful, he was about 4.3 behind the leader. He's now 3.8 behind. So he's making gains during in time-wise. He's closing in on the guys in front. He just needs to execute a couple of passes, I think. But we might start to see some pit stops in the next couple of laps.
Yep, Tebow's task system doing the job for me in the commentary box. We've got 60 on the front tyres for Julian, 59 for Risa, 59 for Potassium, 56 for Rowan. The mediums at about 40%. Milan has retired in the pit lane.
Is that enough, obviously? But what are the leader's going to do? Julian, the Haas driver, out. Risa's out. Oh, the racing points come in. He's hit a bollard as well on his way.
Very close to that speed, and yeah.
He's the only one. Now this is going to be important. Will he be able to come out in some traffic or any sort of pocket of clean air and make advantage of those fresh tyres? He has gone for the medium tyre. He's come out behind Timmy Ware to next. A few seconds behind, so he could use this right now to capitalise and undercut, possibly come out in the lead.
Can someone in the chat very quickly just give me the example of what Risa would need ahead of Fruitful in terms of points? That would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Risa 6 tenths behind Julian, Fruitful half a second behind Rowan. So both trying to catch the cars that are in front of them and close to doing so. Calzo close to Dresse Basson as on board with the Mercedes of Risa. Now the car behind him has just picked up a 3-second penalty, Stumpy, and a few others have too.
Yeah, penalties are going to be a factor come the end. They just are, just the nature of this track. But Passassin, he is absolutely flying on that medium tyre. And yeah, the leaders are coming in now. I fully expect the racing point to come out in the lead of this Grand Prix.
Risa just needs to beat through on track. Roger, thank you. I was going to say something. Yes, Rowan picked up a speeding penalty. That's 14 seconds of pens. He's retired. You may have just said that. I apologise. I was reading the stream. But that's another man out and another man down.
Assassin, he has got ahead of Julian and Risa.
Stand by, stop it. I think Andy Wood of McLaren's going to have a go on the inside of 4 here. He's got the Frenchman of Tiage or Mr. T on the outside who covers the inside now. Can the McLaren get a switch through, get the traction down? There's not enough road to get that traction down, though, all the way down there. And the Alpha Tauri stays ahead of the McLaren for now on those mediums that they started the race with.
It was very good racing. Calzo, the only one who has stayed out on soft tyres, so he's got an extra lap. That might come to punish him later in the race. But Fruitful currently out leading the race.
Oh, it's getting messy in stadium. Or is it good racing? Alf, the Haas on the inside. Oh no, he's not. Oh dear, they both hit each other in some way, and they both nearly face 90 degrees the wrong way, but they make it out just about alive. As IFR Rita gets caught in it, he's already gonna surpass the Ferrari, going past the gantry there, and can he gain on that Haas of Julian? I don't think it's going to be enough. It's a long straight, but it isn't Tokyo Speedway or that 19-mile circuit on Gran Turismo, so we've got to be careful. Use that DRS when you can. Denzo's the McLaren has got a speeding penalty in the pit lane. That might be why he's out of a race also, dropping like flies here.
Yeah, but that move from Risa that we just saw down the straight, that was important to get past Timmy, because Julian was passed. There was a car in between Julian and Risa, but that is no longer, as Risa dispatches the Ferrari driver and can get straight onto the back of Julian, who is stuck behind. Look at that. Ricciardo up in 7th position on their medium tyres.
And Julian going wide there.
Yeah,
that'll be a warning.
That'll trigger a warning for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll stay on board with Ricciardo's gearbox. He's got quite a good view here.
Yeah, and this isn't Ricky being slow. This is the fact that he's started the race on these tyres, and the guys behind him are just on fresh version of the same tyres. So it just looks like he's being mugged, and of course he is being mugged, because he's got a Haas on the right, a Racing Point on the left. He is the middle car and he's been overtaken. But Julian and Passassin, they get very close into the chicane. It's going to be a banger wheel surely. No, there's enough room, but Passassin keeps that position for now.
And now Risa's going to get involved in the action, and Julian's going to try and go round the outside. We've seen it already. Then he hugs the inside of 5. Passassin can't get the car through. Then comes Risa to try and get past for Racing Point 2 in a turn 6 at the bottom. Risa has got past Passassin, and he's still behind Julian, though. He's for Mercedes and Ricciardo. That was like synchronised racing going down a turn 1 there.
It was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. And Risa, he is just being ruthless. He's following Julian through this traffic, so it's absolutely brilliant to see. And it's very important for Risa's race, of course, but he does need to be careful. He doesn't want to be losing any wings or anything like that, because that could ruin his race and therefore his championship chances.
Andy Wu goes into the pits. That scared the living daylights out of me. Julian has got on the right side of Alpha Tauri. Now Risa needs to do the same. He's in the slipstream. He's not burning any of that battery. Now he is. Can he get a double move in a turn 1? Could be big for the championship. Risa down the inside, wheel to wheel with Julian. Contact between the two, and the Fenchman has been hit, but Risa and Julian are fine at the front, and Risa has got past. Big move for the championship. Bit unfair on Mr. T behind.
Yeah, more close racing. These are important moments in the Grand Prix. Risa is now up to P5. How far is he behind the leader of Fruitful? It's 16 seconds is the gap between the Mercedes driver and P5. Fruitful in the Williams, P1. How much longer will Fruitful go? He doesn't want to leave it too late, but of course, if weather's going to be a factor, it has to be taken into consideration. But them skies are looking alright for now, aren't they?
Raining 15 minutes apparently from Jeff. That was a few minutes ago. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Keep us updated. I know some commentators don't like to know. I like to know, trust me. Risa, I feel like Julian's going to get past him on the straight here, and Risa doesn't want to delay any time. He might as well just let him past and swap after each other, lap by lap maybe. Here comes the Haas driver, right hand side, and Julian will be looking not to win the championship, of course, but to win this race. Why not? He is past the Mercedes now, and further back, Calzo and Timmy going wheel to wheel. The Renault is past the Ferrari. Now we're seeing overtake Stumpy.
Yeah, everyone was in a tyre conserving phase during the early part of the race. I realise I probably just said a word that doesn't exist. Tyre conserving, is that right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
well, you know what we mean.
We all know what I mean. But yeah, so a lot of people on the reverse. Well, just 3 guys at the minute. Konzo, he's just coming for some soft tyres. Joel, soft tyres. Ricky, 13th, soft tyres. And of course, Snipes, who isn't lapped yet, is still out on those medium compound tyres, hoping for a safety car to bring him back in. Fruitful's in.
Yeah. So is he doing a double? It's about 10 on the soft and 16 to 19 on the medium. So is he doing a double soft? Well, you said he could opt for a soft and hope the rain comes. He has gone for that soft. That soft will take him maximum probably 27, hitting the 65% area there. Depends how he can look after the tyres. Fruitful has come out behind Calzo, and that's going to delay him very slightly. Doesn't want to hit the back of a Renault. No, he did. Probably did, if you're talking needles in haystacks, but he's okay for now. And I think he might be able to get past Calzo down at turn 4. Is he going to go on the inside, late braking on that soft compound stumpy? It was inevitable he was getting past.
Yeah, that braking distance would be so much shorter for him with all that grip that he has. Up into P4 already, just 5.6 behind the leader, who is Julian. And so I assume within a couple of laps that gap is going to be dramatically reduced. Fruitful is going to be on the attack. Attack, attack, attack for that championship. He's coming for it.
Could be the first ever triple champ. Got a lot of support, Mr. Fruitful. And we'll see. If the rain comes before 27, Fruitful's got a massive opportunity. If it comes after 27, he's screwed, because they'll have to change tyre. And we know Fruitful this season has been very unlucky with the punctures. 72, his last one, which is very harsh. And that wasn't on the softs. So, yeah, we'll see. So Reese is behind Julian as they enter the first and second chicane. Fruitful is now into DRS from Passassin. Won't be able to get in just yet. We've got Jesse Basson and Calzo who've done quite well, haven't they? They're 5th and 6th at the moment on the medium. That's after the first pit stop. Not bad from a pair.
Not bad at all. But what's Reese doing up front now?
Who said wind damage? Don Amo's asking for wind damage. Passassin has 19% to the front right, if that answers your question, Donamo. Sorry, Stumpy.
Yeah, no worries, we're just seeing what Reese was doing. But I think that wing damage for Passassin would have hampered Fruitful there, because he wouldn't have been as quick through that S section. Fruitful's had to wait a whole lap to get past him, but I fear it's going to be pretty much done even by the time the start finish line. Look how close he is to him. So that is Fruitful up into P3.
Just giving him a wave as he drives past. There you go. He is through. 16.1 is the fastest lap at the moment. Try and get that fastest lap point before the rain comes. Why not? Why not? Imagine making Matt Williams look quick. Not many people can do that.
Have you noticed, like, a lot of the fast people go for the Williams car?
Yeah,
in this game?
don't know why.
I think it might have something to do with the pits.
Oh, at the end of a pit lane. Yeah, it's better to be at the end, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's either that or they just like Williams, which is quite possible, I suppose.
Well, I was doing an F2 race on like a mini career, and because their pit stops like 6 seconds, because it's only 1 man per tyre.
Yeah.
There was like rain at like 9, and that's when everyone comes in, because the F2 is really a set strategy. You can't really change it. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. And it was just pain. Like, I was at the start of the pit lane and I got held up, went from first to basically like last, like 22nd. Like, it's just not good. It's just not good. Not as bad in F1, but it still can be pretty bad. Like, I've seen people get utterly shafted. Like, for example, if there's a safety car and then it starts raining, like a few laps after it. Like, I've seen it be pretty bad.
I've had it from personal experience where you're in the pits and there's plenty of room for you to go, but they just hold you before other cars start coming. It's like, come on, I can get out there.
And the problem is that's a common problem at the moment. It's really annoying. And if a car pits, let's say your teammate comes out of the pits 20 seconds before you even get there, you still get held up by a couple of seconds. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I mean, they have said in the beta, they haven't done this before by the way, they are actually testing full multiplayer lobbies. So, although we've waited 4 years for certain things to be fixed, maybe this is the year they actually try and concentrate and get bugs fixed. Now that doesn't mean we're going to let you double stack, but it could be a bit better.
I think you shouldn't build our viewers' hopes up.
Should I not? Coders, if you're listening, sort it. Yeah, well, I don't think we've had any problems this season, apart from that pit thing that you just mentioned. And the problem is that is a multiple, every single lobby experiences it. There has been a couple of issues with the unlimited VSCs in another lobby. I think they had like 7 in a row in Austria or something like that, which is crazy. Here comes Risa gaining on Julian. Oh, you just can't make the move because you're in a championship and you don't know what's going to happen on the other end, but it's just... and
those skies are beginning to darken now. Fruitful is starting to home in on Risa in second position. So Fruitful does have a penalty, Risa does not, neither does Julian. Will all factor in at the end.
Big news. He's got a penalty. Mr. Fruitful. Carter's in hospital. Well, get better soon. And yeah, enjoy the stream. We'll put on a show. By the way, this, I've just seen a comment. Where was it? Wait, let me scroll up very quickly. This is as intense as last season's EU1. Yeah, it is. And we're only 21 laps in, 20 laps in. Is Calzo going to go on the right side of Assassin? He's waiting for his opportunity. Can we see Calzo getting in the top 4? They're going to go wheel to wheel in a turn 1. Beautiful wheel bang. Round the outside goes the Racing Point. Now on the inside maybe. And he doesn't have the traction to go through. But Calzo took a little bit of curve there. But he might have that rear wing to help him out. And it will help him out. Calzo is now into P4. What an effort by the Renault.
This is good battling from both of them. Of course, Assassin still with that damage, I feel. So that's why he's fallen back initially. He could have been leading this Grand Prix. But yeah, now Fruitful within DRS of Risa. Things are about to get tasty. On the faster tyre is the Williams driver.
Yeah,
right up on the back of the Mercedes, who's behind the Haas driver. He hasn't been able to do anything, is he, with Julian? He's not been able to get past, so Fruitful, he'll be looking just to get past and get on with things.
But he has caught...
darkening again.
Yeah, he's going to have to use that tyre though, isn't he? Because he caught up to a car that has DRS on the car in front. Tyre percentages, Julian 48, Risa 43, Fruitful's tyres already 33 on that front left soft. The front left needs to be hit a little bit more, but there you go.
He's going to definitely have to utilise that grip, but I mean, he had to lock up a wheel there. It seemed to be closer than it was possibly to Risa. He does not want any wing damage at all. That's going to kill his race. But yeah,
Stumpy, I just want to put into perspective. I believe whoever finishes higher out of them two wins. So whoever one position, 1 point is all it is. And if it's on countback, I mean, a wizard sent me a picture on in my DMs. Risa has won 1, Fruitful has won none. So there you go. We count back his race wins, right? So that means Risa would, if they drew, which is highly possible, I think. Yeah, that's the situation we're in. Now the situation is Fruitful willing to go on the inside? He's gaining on Risa, and the 2 championship leaders or protagonists are going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1, and Fruitful's Risa stepped off and allowed Fruitful to get past for now, and now Fruitful's sandwiched by the guy he's trying to fight and the guy who's winning the race. Oh, contact between the 2, Calzo's round at turn 1, no, and he's lost 3 places. Was it Assassin? Was it Joey? I don't know. But now he's in 7th place and not 4th.
Yeah, and while that was happening, Fruitful got a great run on Julian on the second DRS and took the lead. And Risa and Julian going side by side. Risa nearly had second position, but this has turned out beautiful for Fruitful because these two battling and squabbling for that second position has allowed Fruitful to open up a 1.1 second lead.
Reese has got to get past Julian in a turn 1 very, very shortly. He's got enough battery to do it, almost double what the Haas has in front. And he's got to do it on this occasion to be at least behind the guy he's facing as he slips quite heavily, and Matt's going to restrict his momentum coming out of that final corner. I still think he should be fine, but he's got to burn that battery, and I don't think he is doing. I don't know when the rain's coming, everybody, but those soft tyres can only do 3 or 4 more laps at best before they start hitting that scary level.
It looks like rain isn't far away. I'm expecting to see some drops on the halos. As Risa is going to go for another move on Julian. He's going to go around the outside, but Julian, he brakes late enough, runs his car deep enough into the corner to keep himself ahead. This is an absolutely fantastic squabble for second position.
Now Julian has every right to be there, but what if he wasn't there? I'm just saying. Julian has every right to be there though, and Fruitful has a 3-second penalty, so that's got to be bared in mind. Both soft tyres are dying off now, Stumpy. Soft tyres 47, medium 60 for Julian, 51 for 53 for Risa. Last lap times 16.9 for Fruitful, 18.8, so that's probably caused the delay, and we'll get an update on that anytime now. 17.5 for Fruitful, 17.7 for the cars behind.
Yeah, so at the moment, it's he's got what, 2-second gap roughly to Risa.
Oh no! Why are we wheel banging? Okay, Verstappen and Joey getting very close, doing a veteran Hamilton at the start of 2019. Let's not do that, and let's behave ourselves. There you go. Joey's in the P4. I still think Calzo should be there, but I didn't see what happened. I just saw the aftermath, unfortunately.
Well, the soft guys are, of course, they're going to go to the rain now. They've got to gamble because they can't afford to have another pit stop and then come for another pit stop a couple of laps later.
By the way Reese's driving, I think he's on 2 warnings. Yeah, he is. I knew it. I could just tell. Fruitful's on 4, so he's allowed 2 more. Reese's only allowed 1 more. Could be crucial, but that penalty isn't done. As Stumpy alluded to before, the mediums will kick on. They have kicked on. Both sets of tyres are absolutely horrendous, but the mediums are matching the soft times now because the softs die off quicker. The rain can't be far away, but the softs have only got a couple more laps left before you hit puncture territory. So I'll use Wizard's quote, is Wizard's gamble on the softs gonna pay off? AKA drama. Risa on Julian, and Risa's going to stay behind the Haas driver again as they enter turn 1. Now can Risa concentrate and get that line sorted? Look how gingerly he's driving so he doesn't get that extra warning. Dresse Basson is right behind the Racing Point assassin. We're kind of seeing 2 of the same battles of packs at the start of each lap.
Yeah, and those medium drivers at the front are closing back in on Fruitful. So what you're saying about them tyres going off is ringing true. 9-lap old soft tyres for Fruitful now. They don't look very nice when you ride on board.
59 they are. 59. So they've still got a couple of laps before puncture, but they slip on Mexico very easily. 69% for Julian on the mediums, 62 for Risa. So it's all getting a bit tetchy here because Fruitful and Risa need to both go on the softs to end this stint. Everyone needs to go on the softs to end their stint. Every single person in the lobby, apart from Konzo, have to go on another set of softs to end the stint. But it isn't raining yet. And if you pitted and it rained, you'd be fuming.
I mean, what would you do if you're Fruitful?
What would you do if you're anyone?
Did I just say I've seen the rain? The rain is here.
It is here! The rain is here! And there's still a long way to go yet. 10 laps in this season finale. Stumpy, you could have done your endurance thing. Rain, rain, rain! You can do it now if you want. Go on, go on.
Rain, rain, rain!
It is here, and this is going to cause mayhem. We saw rain come in Singapore and Montana. Was it Montana and Risa? Or was it Montana and Fruitful? I don't know who it was, but they stayed out and they couldn't handle it. Look how... it's not heavy, of course, but that rain is heavier than it started in AM2 on the final last night. That's not just spitting, that is light rain.
Yeah, it's... from those first few drops that I've seen, it started to come down very quickly indeed. They're all already struggling purely because their tyres are terrible. And Fruitful's in, Julian's in, Reese's in, and DRS is disabled. So yeah,
wow,
that one lap of rain has really changed the outcome of this race.
And Julian was so slow into the pits, that's probably delayed Risa. And that means that Fruitful is leading the pair of them, and it's already intermediate conditions. After one lap, it started raining as we headed down to turn 1, and it's already slippy. DRS has been disabled by race control, as Stumpy has said. That is crazy. I don't think there's any double constructors. Renault might be in trouble, actually. Look at that! Look at it! It's soaked the track, and it's soaked the cars already. And now Risa is behind Fruitful. He's behind Julian. But Fruitful's got a penalty, remember. So it's all going to come down to the end of the race. If there's a safety car, which is not out of the question, Fruitful would definitely lose the championship, no question.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this is all about instinct. I'd imagine 95 to 100% of these drivers would have put and set their car up for the dry conditions. And
what have they? And Stumpy, what setups have they got on? B, how are the drivers' mental game from switching straight from dry to wet? C, Reese is away one warning away from a penalty. Can he not get it? So many questions to be answered in the next 8 laps. Yellow flag, that snipes out of the race down to 13.
Yeah, that's just in the pit lane, I believe. So
Fruitful's pulling away.
Yeah, he is. He's got a 2-second gap, and Reese is 6-7 tenths behind, so he's nearly got that cushion that he needs. Fruitful is delivering the goods on this day. Can Reese get past? Is this a problem for Reese that he can't get past the car in front? Is that stopping his wet weather pace?
I think so.
I don't, because we've seen this time and again with some wet races, haven't we? That it's so hard to follow a car in wet weather conditions, so let alone overtake it.
I tell you what, I say Fruitful, how quick that rain lapped the track. I think but I'm no joker, right? It's a little bit unrealistic. We saw in Imola it bounce it down, it still didn't wet straight away. That has gifted him a win, because Fruitful was 2 laps away from having to pit. I don't think I've ever seen rain hit a track and be intermediates from turn 1 to turn 17 in Mexico. And Reese's struggling, although Julian has gained a little bit on Fruitful. So did Fruitful make a mini mistake that's allowed Julian to get in? Julian's done well. He's 2nd place, and deservedly so. He's not technically allowing Reese to get as close to Fruitful as he might do, but he's still in with a shot of winning the Mexican Grand Prix, isn't he?
Yeah, why shouldn't he? He deserves to be there. He's got the pace to be there, so he needs to get his elbows out and fight for everything that he can. Absolutely. But I wonder if Fruitful did have a bit of a slide during that last lap. Time will tell. This is critical for Reese. He needs to get past. He's running out of laps. He can see the championship a bit further down the road in the eyes of Fruitful.
It's not even further down the road, Stumpy. It's just based off time. It's literally that close. If he was to stay within 3 seconds, he wins the championship. Gap 2.2. So yes, technically it is down the road. But if he doesn't get a warning and he stays within 3 seconds, oh, this is tense stuff. This is really tense stuff. And I would go through the rest of the grid, as I have been doing for the whole of this race. But look at the gaps. Everyone has settled into their 1 second plus gaps. Apart from Calzo has just dipped into it, so I'll keep an eye on it and go to it if we need to. But this is a very tense 6 laps on the intermediates to come. Even if it went heavy, I don't think we changed tyre. And yeah, this is it. Championship. If Cam Reese stay within 3 seconds, if he does, he wins. If he doesn't, Fruitful is a 3-time world champion.
Yeah, and that's the problem that Fruitful has, of course, is if he pushes like mad, obviously to get the gap, he risks another penalty. As you said, he's only one warning away from that, so it's so dangerously close. But like back to what you were saying about the wet weather and how quickly it came, and that saving Fruitful's race, I was literally just about to say, if you're Fruitful, do you gamble pit now for some softs because there was no guarantee the rain was going to come or affect the race, but it has saved his race, isn't it? Because if he had pitted that 1 lap earlier or something, and yeah, he'd be nowhere.
If they would have gone round again, they would have been screwed.
Yeah.
Because DRS got activated as we came under the tunnel, or outside a stadium where there's that Mexico banner. See if we can see it on board with Risa. I know what I mean. There you go, that big Mexico there,
Yeah.
that white thing. Risa's looking after his tyres. No, sorry, better on the front, same on the rear. So I don't know what setup Risa's got, but it's 4% better on the front than the 2 in front, and it's good on the rear. Gap 2.7. It's closing. Closing on Fruitful's championship.
Yeah, just a couple of tenths shy. Just needs to keep it a bit more clean, i.e. don't pick up any warnings. But Racer seemed to took a lot of curb there and didn't trigger a warning, so it's obviously one of them corners where the game allows a lot of the car to be over the curb without triggering a warning. But
look how high, I don't know if you've noticed the ride height of some of these cars. You can tell by how far the wing is off the floor. Some of them are pretty high. Maybe they were expecting the rain to come. A higher ride height car, I am told, helps in the wet conditions. But there you go. Bit of controversy in the chat, Stumpy, about Julian having an effect on this championship. Probably has had an effect. Actually, no, 100% he has had an effect. But, you know, if Verstappen and Hamilton have a fight and Russell comes through, you're not going to stop him. Is that a bit unrealistic? Yeah, that's a bit unrealistic.
A little bit, but you know, he's got the pace, so why shouldn't he be there? Why shouldn't he be battling and giving everything he can? It gives great entertainment for us. I mean, if he wasn't there at the minute, would Risa be quicker? We don't know. It's great talking points for later on.
I'm not going to put the leader gap on yet. I'm going to let everyone do their mental maths. I don't know. Oh, shall I put it on? Go on, put it on. I don't think there's any other overtakes coming. Mate, Calzo's been gaining on Timmy, but there's no DRS. So you're only really going to get past if you're willing to use all your battery, or the car in front of you has a terrible exit or has a mistake. We'll watch it once though, on board with Calzo. Let's see how much they gain. So he had a bit of a slip there, so that drops him down to 8 tenths. Yeah, there's just not much in it, is there really? 8.5. Yeah, I think we'll go back to the front. Bless him. I feel sorry for Calzo. He should have been 4th, really. I don't know if he did an extra lap or was behind his teammate at the time of pit stops. I don't believe that's the case, because when he had that incident, he got hit. He came out. Well, he drops a few positions, but still was in front of his teammate. So I don't know how he's dropped that far, but he was 4th. He's not anymore. Shame.
Yeah, the gap up front, they've started to open up a bit. Lisa's falling 2 seconds behind Julian, so Fruitful currently has the gap that he needs. Not sure if Reese is just backing up, trying to save a bit of battery or something to launch a bit of an attack, or if he's just
I can have a look,
struggling.
Stumpy, how much fuel we've got. I know they don't use the rich fuel through the corners. Championship telemetry, go. Fuel. Fruitful has 0. Rita has 2.6. So Rita has rich fuel available for every single corner or straight that he wants to use it for. Julian has 1.11. You are right. I think Rita did make an error or something. However, Fruitful has been given another warning, so he's one away from a 6-second penalty. Risa's one away from a 3-second penalty. It may even come down to the warning situation. If Fruitful gets another warning, he loses the championship. If Risa gets another warning, he definitely loses the championship.
It's tightrope sort of stuff here, and in these conditions, under this sort of pressure, this is no mean feat to, if he can complete the race without getting a penalty or without Fruitful getting another penalty. And Julian, he's doing so well, currently will get the race win.
Absolutely. Yeah, he will. Very good point. Joe picked up a pen. Most of the grid have a pen, apart from 2nd, 3rd, 5th and 11th. Fruitful is 1.5 lap away from being a triple champ. Now Julian would have been within DRS. Risa now technically has clear track. He knows his aim. You can't blame Julian for this now. Risa has a definitive aim, and he will know because he can see the gap. He needs to be within 3 seconds. This is not Julian's fault for being slowing him down anymore. Although he hasn't done that on purpose, by the way. He's going to win the Grand Prix, and deservedly so. But Risa now has a definitive aim. Can he get under 3 seconds? He knows the aim. Fruitful knows the aim. Both of them can't get a penalty. 1 and a bit lap to go. Who's going to win the EU1 Championship in 90 seconds? We will know. And it's going to come down to a 10th.
Yeah, the gap has been coming down. It's at 3 seconds as we speak. The other question is Julian, is he going to play it smart and just let the penalty situation play out and win it that way, or is he going to go for a move on Fruitful on the last lap? Them two battling would significantly reduce the gap to Risa.
You know I do flavour water and endurance stumping, but tonight we've got the strawberry yuzu. It's helped me out so far. The drivers will need a yuzu after this. Here we go, it's the final lap of the Mexican Grand Prix. Risa took a longer curb, and he probably doesn't want to do that in these conditions. He lost a couple of attempts there, and he can't afford to do that because he needs to be under the 3 seconds, and both of them can't get penalties at the moment. Fruitful is going to be the 3-time world champion in contest of speed EU1, and Risa is the only man who can stop it. And it's going to come down to the S section and the stadium section to crown it, and it's going to be within half a second. I said a 10th. It depends. Fruitful's on the curbs, and he's going so gingerly round these corners, but he knows he still has to keep a good pace. He's made it through, and he should be fine. Now with Risa, he's made it through. I don't know how quick it was. I don't think it's enough, though, unless he has a banger of a stadium sector. The flares go off, and it might be for the guy in the Williams. We'll see as we come round the final couple of corners. Turn number 16 and 17 are over the left for Fruitful, and I think just about he's gonna be the season 7 champion. What's Risa gonna do about it? He hasn't gained enough. He's missed out by about half a second, and he might have got a penalty at the end as well. Well, 1.6, there you go. Fruitful is the champion. Julian wins the Grand Prix, and the rain definitely played a part.
Oh, Joey crashed over the line, but yeah, that was an absolutely brilliant race. Fruitful from 11th on the grid. Obviously, Rowan went out at the start after such a great launch off the line, and Risa led a part of this race, race-long battle with Julian, and Julian being the victor. So we've had a bit of everything. That was a truly great race, great end to the season.
So Fruitful wins the championship with 0 wins and 6 second place finishes in this season. Risa put up a good fight but fell short just after the rain came. What would have happened if that rain didn't stick after 1 lap? There you go. That could have changed it. What would have happened if Julian wasn't there to interrupt and win the Grand Prix? Fair play to Julian though. Excellent race. Fully deserves the victory. Did extremely well in dry and wet. Joey's cars are right off at the pit lane. And yeah, Calzo was 4th. Finishes 11th. Not good for Calzo. Joey, Tracy Batten and Passas in the top 6. And Andy Wu and Timmy the Joe and T. The 4 reserve substitutions for tonight finish and Passassin finished 6th and 10th in a row, and the fastest lap went to a guy but didn't finish the race. What a season finale. It would have been nice if it went down to a few hundredths, but we can't ask for everything, and Fruitful is the champion. I don't know if it's 3 seasons in a row. I know it's 2, I wasn't here before, but he's definitely the only driving course to have won 3, and Risa, without that penalty in Spain, he would have won it. But it's all if, buts and maybes, Mr. Stumpy.
Yeah, it always is. Just seen Ricciardo doing some donuts in the stadium section. Of course, it's his final race for Kos. So we all obviously thank him for his efforts and his contribution to the league. I'm sure he'll be welcome back at any stage in the future.
Matty's made a good point. Would Bolin or Rowan have had a say in that as well? Probably, but unfortunately, I will watch in a second what happened on Lights Out, but it wasn't to be. Joey 19th to 4, good effort. Was he involved in that Calzo incident, or was it Passassin? I don't know. Fruitful gets 2nd place, but does secure his championship, and Risa being just under half a second, 0.467 behind 2nd place, and we read out the other stuff on the grid. DNS for Snipes, Denzo, Rowan, Milan, Alp, and Rowan. Wow, what a race. I'm going to quickly invite the people, Stumpy. I'm going to invite Julian, Fruitful and Risa, so bear with me while I do that. Right, invites are sent, and we will await if all 3 join. 90 viewers we had at the end of that race, the highest of any channel, I think, any tier this season, which is excellent. I would please urge you to give this account a follow, because it seems like we're never going to get the old COS account back on Twitch, so please give this one a follow so you don't miss out on the future content, because you've got EU4 and the Final Racing Endurance. The 2 championships protagonists are between 1 or 3 points depending on who gets driver of the day. So yeah, lots of racing to come, and iRacing too. Right, let me go to the showroom very quickly. We'll put the Williams on, of course. Right, let me check who's in the party. Let's have a look here. So we've got Risa and Fruitful. Right, let me quickly tag Mr. Julian to see if he wants an interview. I don't think we spoke to him before. We'll ask him. Julian, would you like interview? Invite sent. There you go. We'll give him like 30 seconds and then we'll crack on. Just going to say thanks to Limmy and Jack for the comms this season, and Stumpy for filling in and helping out when needed. It's been my pleasure. I think Stumpy enjoyed it.
Always enjoy a comms, especially with you. It's all good.
We'll see if Julian joins. Okay, nevertheless, we'll crack on. Risa, we'll start with you, if you don't mind.
Yep.
What a race. The wet conditions came. They soaked the track in 1 lap, which was a... Did that hurt you? Did it affect you? Did it help in any way?
Not really. no, I couldn't. I couldn't really get under power. So yeah, every time we went onto the straight, I lost about 2 or 3 tenths. So yeah, and then it's hard to catch up again. But it's such a hard track to drive in the rain, especially on wheel. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really hard. When you came into the pits for intermediates, it looked like Julian was going quite slow. Was you tempted to go past or?
No, I think he lost the car or something. I could have tried to overtake him, but I wouldn't risk anything. So.
How was the race overall? Did you feel you had the pace to beat Fruitful? Did you feel Julian was having an effect, being that car between you both?
The race was purely tire saving from my side. I knew the rain came at the end, so I didn't want to make a second stop before the rain, so I had to save my tires all the way. Yeah, I don't know if Julian was what do we call it? Yeah, something, but no, he's it's fair. He is where he is. So.
Did you? You've had a good season. Like, you've been on quite a few podiums. You've been on the interview quite a lot. Do you have any obviously good moments from the season that you enjoyed, and any regrets?
Yeah, for sure. I've actually had a really good season. I'd had some incidents. Yeah. Which cost me the championship in my opinion. So yeah, but highs Australia, I think, had a really good race there. Had some really good races, especially Austria and Baku was quite good as well. And then I had Belgium at the start of the season where, unfortunately, finished 14th or something due to some contact with other drivers. So, yeah, highs and lows, as always.
Stumpy, do you have a question for our EU1 runner-up for season 7?
Just sort of like, what were your thoughts when you behind Julian? Was it like, I need to get past? Because like we saw you got past him for, was it just a lap maybe, and then Julian got past you. You didn't really seem to defend or anything.
No,
so
no.
Were you just purely saving the tires?
Yeah, I purely saved the tires. I know I had the speed, so I didn't want to lose times by fighting, but he fought very hard at the end. Also before the rain came, so I could maybe have had overtaken him or something. But yeah, again the rain came and I didn't know where my tire wear situation was. So yeah.
Rita, thank you for setting up the lobby. Thank you for being a pleasure to commentate over. And
of course.
Hopefully I can commentate over you again in the future. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Julian, are you in the party? No. Okay. Well, the only person that is in the party is the triple champ, Mr. Fruitful. You've done it.
Get in, boys. Yes.
You've done
I've done it somehow.
You've done it honest, again, not without winning a race, because obviously you won a few last season, but you have won this championship without winning a race.
Exactly, yeah. And the living proof of that showing up is sometimes enough. Show up every race and you get there eventually. So, I mean, I didn't expect anything coming into this race. I raced yesterday on Mexico and I just didn't have the pace. I was struggling everywhere, and yeah, I was quite not unmotivated, but maybe a bit stressed out coming into this race. I knew Rowan had really good pace and Riss always has good pace. So no, I wasn't really in my best form coming into this one.
Now, there's no understatement here. You haven't had this easy. You had a dreadful the start of the middle section of the season. Hungary was a big epitome of that. So you definitely haven't had it easy. Also tonight you haven't had it easy. You were 1-1 and away for the last few laps from getting that penalty, which would have cost you the championship. So how are you managing to drive through the S's in the intermediate conditions with keeping a 3-second gap and not getting an extra warning?
Well, I don't know. It was just trying to focus. Normally I can focus with people talking in the party, but this time I told for everyone to shut up. So no, I was really stressed. It was like at minimum 180 a minute. So it's I really don't know how I did it. It was just keeping focus till the end of the race. Just concentrate as hard as you can. I mean, you know you can win the championship. It's one of the hardest seasons, like you said, that I have had before. So it was such a struggle at the end.
Now, Julian was very quick in the dry and the wet. He won the race, and deservedly so. Do you think that him being there affected how, if the championship would have been closer or further away? Or do you think you benefited from that because Risa was behind him or something like that? Do you think it had any difference at all with that car being there?
No, I wasn't focused on him at all. He could win the race for me. I was focused on the gap with Risa the whole time. So I saw him coming closer at the end, but I didn't mind. As long as he didn't overtake me, he was all good there. So I don't think he made much of a difference being in between us.
Before I let Stumpy ask the Lewis Hamilton, of course, some questions, my final question is, did you see what happened when the lights went out?
Yeah, I did see it. And I honestly mean this, I feel really sorry for Owen. He would have won this championship 100%.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah, he was way too quick. Yeah, exactly. So he was really quick. I felt sorry for him immediately after the crash. It's literally it's the best driver on this grid. He is one of the best in the world on the pad, easily top 10. So no, I think he was most deserving for this title. So no, I feel really sorry for him.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him get past halfway to one. Stumpy, any questions for our Season 7 champion after 11 weeks?
Yeah, well, first off, congratulations. It's a great championship that you've won. I'm just a bit curious. What happened I know you said you weren't feeling great round here in terms of pace, but what was your feeling after qualifying? Obviously, I saw your invalidation on your final run, but qualifying P11, going into the race, what were your initial thoughts? Did you think it was possible?
Yeah, I went through two scenarios, which one of them was starting P11, 12, 13, whatever, or starting in the top 5. I knew I had to do another strategy compared to Risse and Rowan because of the pace difference there was. So if I couldn't get top 5 with that lap, I couldn't have gotten P5. I knew P11 was the best strategy for me, as I could have done the opposite strategy to them, which is quicker on this game. So no, it was part of the plan, not the invalidation though.
Fruitful, anything can happen in one race. Well done on the championship, triple champion. Anything you'd like to say to your incredible support in the stream before we end?
Yeah, I said it last year, and I literally am the Lewis Hamilton by saying this. The best fans are in this chat. I seen them through a video of Thomas, and I literally saw my name spammed everywhere. So it's so great to be loved by these amazing guys that have supported me throughout literally the whole course career. So no, I really want to thank them for all the support they give me.
Well done, Fruitful, and hopefully if you do join us, whether it's a half a season or the season on next Formula 1, I wish you a nice break And
Thanks.
thank you for putting on some amazing entertainment again.
No, thank you as well for all the commentators. You as well, Stumpy. Brilliant to have you here.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Stumpy, we've thrown you in the commentary box for the season finale. What a race it was. Do you have any final comments?
Yeah, I wish I commentated on more, but if any of them are that tense, it was really good to watch that one. Very close, lots of drama. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you, Stumpy. I send my regards to Jack Prentice, who might not be in the commentary box again from the times we've had. I think we did about 30 cars races together or something like that. Stumpy as usual, but we'll be back for endurance. Don't worry about that. We got a championship fight with between 1 or 3 points. We'll find out tomorrow. So that's that. Everyone in this chat, brilliant. I think we hit 90 viewers for most of the season. And EU1 lived up to everything it should be and will be in the future, I promise. Now we hand it over to EU4 Endurance and iRacing. EU1 season is complete. Now we can have a well-deserved break, and we will see you whenever the next season will be for the next EU1 Championship. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. Good night.